chat or something. What do I?
No. We are live. There we go. Good evening.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Excuse me.
It's the Batmobile.
Hello. No. Sorry, we're a bit busy at the moment. Can you call back later? Right.
Was that the devil again?
Yeah. He just wanted to know.
He doesn't leave me alone. He really doesn't.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to SIB HQ. We're in the SIB studio tonight with a wonderful guest. That is Ellie Boiling. Ellie,
well, hello.
The landlady and the hostess at the haunted Dolphin Hotel in Littlehampton in.
Yes, I am.
Isn't she wonderful? We're going down there in March to do an investigation. So, having seen Ellie live last night with Mark Green and a few others, we thought we'd have Ellie live on screen to talk to, not only to talk to SIB, but to talk to you guys at the Haunted Dolphin as well.
You lucky people.
But she's going to get a grilling. It's not just about paranormal. Tonight is your life story. Ellie Boiling, this is your life.
Really? Oh, God. This is going to be the most boring hour in the whole world because I've done nothing with my life.
We're live on Facebook, but we're also live on Stabbed in the Back's YouTube channel. Because we have subscribers across all platforms. But our two popular platforms are Stabbed in the Back on Facebook and Stabbed in the Back on YouTube. So you
have to forgive me because I'm not very technical, so I've probably got my hands and fingers over holes, and I'll probably go out of shot. But take no notice of the mad woman on the right of your screens.
Oh, she's lovely, totally harmless as well.
Well, sometimes. Don't feed me after midnight. That's all I can say.
Oh dear. There we go. Right, I'm just going to open this up on. So you have to forgive me because I'm not very technical, so I've probably got my hands and fingers over the holes, and
I've got a delay.
Out of shot, but. Right, I'll just turn the sound off. There we go.
Yeah, we got a bit of a delay. That would confuse me. Matters more.
I've got another screen just to my left-hand side, where I can see bits and pieces. I'm just going to put the question list up. The question list? No, that's not right. The ideas. I sent Ellie a copy of this earlier just to see what her reaction would be, and she said no. So yeah, yes. Yes, we're live at SIB, and Ellie's live at the Dolphin. So yeah, we're doing something a little bit different. As I say,
is there anybody watching yet? This is what I need to know. Is there anybody watching?
15 people. We're doing
15 people. My God, this is it. I've arrived. You see, this is it. I'm famous now.
That is a mix. Oh, Mark's on, so he's put hello in big capital letters.
Hello, I can't see anything, Mark. I can't see any. I don't know what to press to get chat up, okay. But I'm sure Steve will tell me if you've asked me any questions.
So yeah, Ellie is a wonderful person. We met Ellie.
This is very true.
Actually, just watching a live at the Haunted Dolphin Hotel because somebody sent us a link and said, "Why don't you watch this lady and watch her team?" So we did, and whilst we were watching, weird things happened to me. I heard things. I sent it back to Ellie, and Ellie went, "Wow, that's absolutely spot on."
You did.
That was one of the dogs at your feet. Even though
you'll get me crying. I have bought tissue because when we talk about my beloved dogs that have passed, I just can't help it. So
it was something really special. But last night when you had your live, I was sat here making some jewelry because that's what I do, and you were all sat around the round Ouija table, and one of the ladies on there asked for proof, and I just had this burning sensation in my back. Now, we've sent Ellie the photos. We sent the photos to Mark Green as well, just to show them, and it literally looks like two very fine lines going down my back,
a
ridge in the middle, and then it goes across at the bottom, almost like in the shape of an old hangman's gallows. The platform and the spikes. But it was at the time when they were talking about somebody who'd been murdered. So my thought was, was that person caught and hung? Because it is a dead parrot. It's a straight down the back and a straight across the bottom.
No, so you're absolutely right. Yes, you are. About the hangman, I didn't see that, but now thinking about it, it was.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you should do this for a living, Steve. You're psychic.
I found out I'm clairaudient, so I hear spirits. I don't read fortunes or anything like that, but I hear spirits, and I find out things by listening.
Right.
Right. Question 1. Here we go.
Oh.
We'll go straight to question 1. Ellie.
Shine the light in my eyes. No respect to the Spanish Inquisition and all that.
When you're not working at the pub and not doing ghost hunter stuff, what are your hobbies?
Now that means that I might have a life outside this pub, which is not true at all. I mean, apart from the 90 hours that I work in the pub and then I do ghost hunting, no, my dogs are my life. I haven't got a hobby like I draw or paint or anything, but ghost hunting is my hobby. It's a way of relaxing because my job is so stressful. I'm constantly on edge, and ghost hunting, even though it looks like on my live that I'm having a nervous breakdown every time I go live, it just relaxes me. It just it's a fantastic. And the reason I started ghost hunting was because I fear death and I wanted evidence of survival after death. So that is why. Just start on a cheerful note, Cool. So no, that's hobbies. Obviously the usual tellies and ridiculous comedies because I've got a really ridiculous sense of humour. But I haven't got much time for anything. So you're very lucky that I'm here right now. Anyway.
Sorry. What pets do you have?
Oh, well, my little bubbers. I've got 2 bichons and a black cat, my familiar, Millie is. But I've just lost 2 dogs as well. And don't start me. I'm absolutely heartbroken. And it was fantastic because Steve didn't know that. And he saw this white little dog at my feet when we were in the back cellar a couple of lives ago. And I just broke down. I really did, because that's the first time that my little baby has come to see me. I lost him a couple of months ago through cancer and everything. But my dogs, there's currently, I'm going to flip this. There's your little bubba.
Oh.
She's so good. Yeah, there's my one little bubba and there's my other one. But my cat is antisocial and it doesn't want to know me at the moment. Right, so where am I? See, I told you I'm not technical. Here we are.
So quite a few times we know that you run the hotel, you run the bar, you do this, that, and the other, and you have many events at the hotel, which we've been privileged to see. But one of the questions that for me, I was a chef for 30 years. So I went into the hospitality industry really when I was about 15. I trained to be a chef, but I also, whilst I was being a chef, I joined the Territorial Army. And for me, as having signed the Official Secrets Act, things like that, been there, done that. I saw things which, people ask me, I still can't say yes or no.
No. You don't need to.
I was a chef for 30 years. I became head chef and I absolutely loved it. So I've got 2 questions kind of in one. First one, how long have you been at the Dolphin Hotel? And the second one, how did you come to be the landlady at the hotel?
Well, I've been here for 20 years. My 20th anniversary is on the 31st of... I've got an Elvis impersonator actually coming down to entertain us on my 20th anniversary on the 31st of January. It's a long story. No, I won't tell it. It's completely boring, but it is by sheer luck. Basically, I started here. Oh God, my dogs are going mad because they've seen something go past the window about 10 miles away. So I started here as a part-time chef. I didn't want any responsibility. I just thought, I just need to just relax. So within a month, the manager that was made me the manager for some reason. But he was a bit of a dick. Sorry for swearing. We're live on SIB. He started to. I hate drugs, and he started to do naughty things. And I phoned the brewery and I said, if you want somebody, you know, normal-ish to run the pub, let me do it. And they said, well, you need this amount of money. I went, well, that's out. So he said, get a financial backer. So I got one of those, and he signed the lease and I had the license. And then he started doing exactly the same thing. So this is where the devious bit come from. I then phoned the brewery again. I said, look, this is happening. He says, right, you need, he's going for his license and he will get rid of you. So he drunk drove all the time. So I basically stitched him up. I applied him with drink, and then he got into his car. I didn't make him get into his car, and I phoned the police, and he got done. He can't go for a license. And then they said, it sounds like I'm an awful person, but he didn't deserve to have this place. He didn't love it.
It sounds like in the long run, you did it to protect people.
I did, but I did. And then they said, well, you need this amount of bond. And I went, oh, my God, this is impossible. So my friend lent me it, and I paid the brewery and I signed the lease, and I went to give her their money back. She said it was a gift. And I'm like, oh, my God. So that's how I got the Dolphin. I didn't have a what's it in. And I built on that. It still makes no money and it causes me stress every day, but I absolutely love my old building. It's 300 years old, and it is just the most glorious space and most frightening space I've ever been in as well.
When we hear you talk about it, we hear the passion you have for the place in your voice, you know, and that shows just what it means to you, that you're not afraid to, well, in one aspect, you're not afraid for everything that's happened. But looking to the future, where's the money going to come from?
It can't go on, you know.
Where's the support going to come from?
It doesn't. I've got Wetherspoons 10 seconds away from me. I've got another cheap pub, and they compare me, and I'm tied to the brewery, and I'm afraid this is my last year, and it breaks my heart. Unless it's a miracle, unless you can all pray collectively, I will be homeless and I will be jobless. And with my anxiety, I don't know what's going to happen. But no, we will keep this light, because we don't really want me to break down, so we keep it light. Well,
is there an option perhaps to turn it into a haunted museum?
No, because the brewery want to turn it into flats. That's basically it. I can keep the place because I've got a leasehold. So if I can come up with some fantastic idea, then I can keep it. It's got nothing to do with the brewery. But the moment I stop paying the rent and buying beer from them, then, you know, it lends itself to that. When you come down, Steve, you'll see just how much space I've got. It's the most wonderful space, full of nooks and crannies and dark little areas. I just love it, and I just wish that I could just. Oh, I just don't know. I don't know, but it's still open for business right now. That's all I care about.
But that's what we need, and we need to try and get some more ideas down to you. And you know, it'd be nice to see a few more teams going in there and paying for the privilege.
Yes, because a lot of paranormal teams, they don't. I've been contacted by a lot, and they want to come in for nothing, and I don't understand. You know, how can I close my hotel down and my pub for somebody to come in for nothing? You know, I need to pay my bills, and I'm not overly expensive. I'm not half as expensive, and I'm the most haunted space there is around here. But it's a little secret. The Dolphin is. Yeah, it's a little secret. It's a little gem.
It is a little gem. I've seen it on Google Maps, and it looks absolutely fantastic. You know, done great view, and literally stood outside on my computer screen and just gone, oh my God, this place is incredible.
You wait till you get inside, Steve. You are just going to be blown away. You really are.
I'm already buzzing just thinking about it, because for me, it's one of those places that is real. You know, you go to some places and it feels put on, and it feels fake.
You see, there's no point. I want evidence. You know, I'm a businesswoman, obviously, but I want evidence of survival after death. What is the point in making anything up? Because, well, firstly, you always get found out, like some paranormal teams have done. What is the point? You're not going to get any evidence if you just make these things up. So
we've just had a message actually from Trisha Lacey Walters. She says, I'm an admin of a venue advisor group. Request to join and put the pub on there for hire. So, you know, you put it on there, they'll get you people. You know, people will see it, and then hopefully we'll be able to get you some more people.
Wow, that is fantastic. Thank you so much, whoever did that. Thank you so much. I will look that up. If you send me a link.
Yeah, we'll sort that out after, Ellie. But yeah, you know, thank you, Tricia. That is, you know, for somebody who has a not so clear future, for that to be put up, that could actually be one of the big turning points.
Could be the miracle I'm after, you know.
When Ellie books out the hotel, there are some haunted bedrooms as well. You know, when Shazzy and I go down with the team, we're actually staying in the hotel. We're looking forward to this. You know,
in room 2, the most haunted room.
For me, fear doesn't control my life, because fear is an emotion, and I can control my emotion. I wish I need to talk to you then, because fear is my constant companion. I'm not on about fear that you know, like normal fear where adrenaline is fantastic when you want a ghost hunt, but I suffer from debilitated anxiety and OCD and generalized anxiety, and it controls my whole life. I've never been away, never been on holiday or anything. Full body cleanse.
Yeah, well, cleanse away, because I need help. I do. But my anxiety makes me the person I am. I wouldn't want to, you know, I'm unmedicated. I wouldn't want to be a zombie. You know, I feel so much. I feel everything in my life, you know, to the max.
I've just put something up on the screen, which is from Claire Louise. She put the Dolphins, the only pub in Littlehampton that I feel comfortable going to due to Ellie and her lovely staff making it so welcoming.
Oh, Claire. Is that my Claire that came last night on that ghost hunt?
That is absolutely
fantastic.
You know, that is encouragement that Ellie needs, you know, because if people don't say nice things, it's, you know, I've been there, I've been running a business in hospitality, and you look at it and you think, what the bloody hell am I doing? Why am I still here?
It's demoralizing when I put events on, not ghost events, and nobody turns up. There's nobody in my pub. You know, I think, what do people want? A safe environment. I don't allow drugs or trouble in my pub. You know, a roaring log fire, wonderful atmosphere. And people would rather go to Wetherspoons because it's £1 cheaper. And I just think, oh, you know, I don't know. But, you know, you pay for quality, and you this is anybody that's been in it. Once I get them in, I've got them. I've got World War II memorabilia. I've got Jack the Ripper. Incidentally, Jack the Ripper, second victim, stayed in this very hotel in 1886.
Wow.
2 years before she found the knife of Jack the Ripper. Just building the tension, you know.
Claire says, yes, it was her that was there last night. So, you know, thank you, Claire. That is absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, Claire.
Right, next question. When did you first realise the hotel was haunted?
When I worked here previous to this, I worked here in the mid-80s as well. And there was a few stories. And, you know, there was one, I stayed in room 2 as a part-time chef. That was my lodgings. And there was a part-time barmaid in room 1. Now, about 4 o'clock one morning, I will never, ever forget this. I heard, it was a blood-curdling scream, and I woke and I screamed, and then I said, I won't say her name because she's still traumatized by it. And I went into her room and nowhere to be seen. The window was wide open. And I went to the window and she was laying. She'd jumped out. Now, obviously, I phoned an ambulance, went to hospital. She came to collect her stuff. She never, well, I collected it for her mum. She never came back to work. And I asked her what happened. And she said, I don't know. I said, if you needed help, why didn't you come to me? Because I thought she'd try to take her own life. She said, I was drawn to that window and I felt like I was pushed out. And I thought, oh my God. Now, what's interesting about that is the fact that, not long ago, I was sent a newspaper clipping that I will put on your site and on SIB site. It was from 1947, and it was a newspaper clipping about the landlord, Frederick Hollis, that jumped out that window in 1947, and he unfortunately died. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it was his residual energy that was making her do something, or the fact that it was somebody else's influence that made them both do it. Because that was very strange, and since then I've let the rooms out, and twice I've found 2 attempted suicides in that room as well. So it's a very strange room. That's next door to yours, Steve, if you were. Yeah, so that's when when I first thought, oh dear. Yeah. So when the lease came up, I thought, I've got to have this. But the very first thing that I felt, it was about 6 months after I started here. There was the odd bangs and things, but I heard above me is a long corridor. I heard like little footsteps. There was nobody in the hotel, and I heard children laughing, and I went, and I get up in bed. I went, oh my God, I was brave. I went upstairs to the top floor with a baseball bat, thinking that somebody had broken in. I went up to the top corridor. I heard a child laugh behind me. I looked round, and there was nothing there.
The children were laughing last night as well. Children
worry me in spirit, because they shouldn't be dead. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have dead children. But you know, it worried me. So yes, that's when I first knew that something was happening here, and it's just sort of built from there, really.
Yeah. Just going to put a little plug in for our public event that we're doing at Dolphin. It's on the 21st of March. You know, we're going to come down early because we want to have one of Ellie's fantastic dinners. You know, we want a roast dinner.
They're working me that night. I've got to work with them, and plus I've got to cook and wash up as well.
Well, don't worry, I'll wash up. It's not a problem. Kelvin wants to stay in room 1. He's one of our team members.
Well, blimey, I wouldn't. I wouldn't personally. But lots of different things happen in there. I could tell you each room. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, you see, but you know, you need to know a little bit what goes on in each room and how to protect yourself, basically.
Well, when we come down and we do the pub, we do the hotel, if we can get 50 public members to come with us, we'll be giving away 4 brand new pendulums made by me.
Wow. Now that's a good.
And they work. They do work, because I've got plenty satisfied customers who've got them. This is one that was made a couple of weeks ago. You know,
beautiful,
absolutely fantastic. It's a nice piece.
Is that Adventure Iron? Is it? I can't see.
It is Adventure Iron, yes.
Yeah.
So we've got those. I've got quartz ones. I've got Tiger's Eye, Blue Howlite. There's everything. But we'll have the new ones as well, because I'm getting some new designs made. So they'll all be put in left, right, and centre.
Aren't you lucky, people? You know, really, you are.
If we get 50 people who come and join us for the event, this isn't the viewers. This is people who want to come live, because this is about giving Ellie the option to stay open. You know, we know that we're probably going to be one of the last teams in there if Ellie can't afford to keep the place open. So what I want to do is get as many people down there as possible, whether it's from the local teams, from the teams up here in the Midlands. There are fantastic places to stay in Littlehampton. You know, it's on the coast. You know, you've got B&Bs, you've got hotels, you've got a travel lodge just up the road. There's camping.
Lost you. No, I'm back. I don't know what happened there. I pressed something and it was the wrong thing to do.
There's camping, caravaning sites, you know, so if you've got campers or whatever, you want to come down, you want to have a fantastic event, just read the comments from everyone who's been there. You know, come join us.
2 minutes from the sea as well. 2 minutes from the station, 2 minutes from the sea.
You know,
you'll love it. And you know, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want people to think, well, you know, she must have money. I don't do this. I haven't got a car. I haven't barely got a bike. I've got, you know, I don't do this for my second holiday or third car. I do it to keep a roof over my head and my love of the spirits that are in here. And what upsets me is if I lose this place, where are they going to go? You know, what's going to happen to them? If they're going to build flats,
stay there. Most of the spirits will stay there, and they'll just haunt whoever moves in.
God,
which will probably scare a lot of people.
They won't be looked after, because the brewery have already said if they take over as a pub, they will not do any ghost hunts, and that upsets me. That does. But there you go. It might not happen. It might be a miracle. I've got 2 kidneys. I could sell one of them, so we're all right.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you one of mine, and we got 3. Then you can keep 2 of yours, and they can have one of mine.
Fabulous. One of my staff is born with 4, and I think she's very selfish for not selling 2 of them. Do you know what I mean? I think that's really helpful. If you want to keep your job, give me your kidneys. I mean, that's fair enough. Anyway, how many people have we got watching? Are people leaving in droves because I'm boring the liver out of them?
30 people watching. So, you know,
oh, wow.
One of the best lives we've ever had. So, yeah,
wow.
Fantastic. Now, we know that Help My House is Haunted came in to do an episode at the Dolphin Hotel.
Yes, they did.
Portrayed, you know, you see the senior American investigator walks in. He doesn't bother to say hello to you. He goes straight down to the cellar. And it's like,
yes.
Okay, that's not a very good portrayal of how a team works, you know.
Well,
but what was the hardest part of having them there?
Not being able to say I was a ghost hunter. I was told categorically that you do not mention that you're a ghost hunter. Basically, the whole premise of the show is that I apparently opened a Ouija board, and I created these demons. Mad landlady opens Ouija board, creates demons. We're here to save the day. But this is not what happened at all. They phoned me. They contacted me. And it was a great experience. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Barry Gare is he's a fantastic investigator, and he's a wonderful man. And Mark can vouch for me and vouch for him. Yeah. And he's done a couple of investigations here. But it's an American TV show. I was stitched up. I was stitched up royally. I didn't see any part of that show until the public saw it. And you know, they only mentioned 2 ghosts. William apparently was this lovely ghost that was trying to protect me. William, pardon my French, is an arsehole.
Yeah.
He was an arsehole when he was alive, and he's still one now.
Dangerous one.
He is.
I've picked up on that just watching your lives, and I've heard things on the spirit box, and I've heard his name mentioned. And when he's
a nasty piece of work. He was murderer. He murdered his own niece and got her pregnant, and it's documented. You know, he hung for it. He hanged for it, sorry. And, you know, I don't know if those energies go away. I don't know if you go to this place and everything, you change as a person. I don't know. You know, I haven't got all the answers. But the fact is, he's proven that he's not very nice. And then they mentioned that little Dolly, which is my lovely little girl, you know, she died of diphtheria. And I've got loads of evidence, loads of pictures and loads of evidence, which I'll show you when you come down, Steve. Apparently she was a demon, and I said to him, if you say she's a demon, I'm going to pull that whole show. And they changed their mind at the end.
She's not.
And I wasn't
too gentle.
You know, about sorry, Steve, I'm on one now.
Go for it.
When I said, they said all about these 16 Ouija boards, I have had so many horrible comments sent to me through Facebook. Oh, why are you moaning? You opened the Ouija boards, you did this. I used to own Pillywiggins, which was a spiritual shop, and I used to have them handmade, and I kept 16 beautiful ornate Ouija boards.
You know how to open and close a board properly.
Of course. I would never open. And I know, and I told them the story of how I think that Ouija board in room 7 was opened. I let my I do little mini ghost hunts. People stay in the hotel. They pay, you know, £10 each, and I take them round. There's definitely no drinking on my ghost hunt. So I took these girls round, and I said, do not go up to room 7 after you've had a drink, after you go out. No, that's fine. 2 weeks later, I got a phone call. Please help me. Somebody's followed us home. And I went, that's impossible. We cleansed, you know, we shut it all down. We saw if there was any attachments. No, she said, we went up there when we were drunk and opened the Ouija board up. And I told Help My House is Haunted that, and they just took no notice. So yeah, I was a little bit upset, you know, all the way through. I was like, oh my God, I was getting on Facebook going, this is not true. This has not happened. So there you go. Yeah, that's what happened. I was stitched up.
Having watched the episode in question, it angered me. Angered Shazzy as well, because it was like, you could tell how they'd cut it to make it you look like you were scared, and you know, it was freaking.
Well, I am, but that's not the point. But yeah, I mean, William being nice. I mean, they only come up with 2 spirits, and we're teeming with spirits and ghosts and residual energies and all sorts of things here.
Well, the amount of figures in the mirror last night was enough evidence.
Oh God, that mirror! I was scared. I was scared. Now, I think I know I was scared. because of that murderer, because I hadn't come across his energies before. And I think that's why William stayed away. Sorry, excuse me, stayed away last night as well, because he didn't make an appearance. No. That person, or whoever he was that was in room 2 and he went up to the board in room 7, wasn't very nice. And I was uneasy.
Trisha's asked a question. She says, was the murder, did it take place in the pub?
The murder of Jane, William and Jane. Yeah. Jane worked here in the old kitchens, which is now the women's toilet, and she lives a minute away from here. And she was killed in her flat or her house or whatever it was. Yeah, he killed her there. But she worked here, and she haunts the toilet now. It was her kitchen, it was her domain, and it can go either way with Jane. She can it can smell like cherry pie in there, or she can lob a toilet bowl at you. She's, you've just got to keep, you've got to placate her all the time and talk. You hear people in there all the time, women going, Jane, it's okay, please don't throw anything at me. It's hilarious.
One of the questions I got is, what encounters and experiences have had in your time there? But we kind of know that from what we've just been talking about in bits and pieces. I'm not going to ask that one.
Well, I must say there was one, actually, if I could just, because you know me, I don't stop talking. You've given me a platform now. I mean, you'll regret it. You'll rue the day that you let me on your live. You'll go, never again, block her, get her off. It was Mark and I, actually. Mark and I were on investigation in the pub, and there was about 15 of us looking on the big screen. We've got a 6-foot screen, and we go, wireless downstairs. And there was a person sitting on her own right at the end of the cellar. And all of us upstairs saw this thing, almost like the ring, that thing that comes out like that, but just dressed in white, sort of going from side to side. My walkie-talkie, she had a walkie-talkie, it wouldn't work. I ran downstairs. She had no clue that this was happening to her. But that was one of the most scariest times here that I've had. That was because we all saw it. We all saw it. Mark will confirm that. Yes.
Last night Mark took a photo on his phone, and with the light and that wisp, that was absolutely fantastic.
What was it?
The room was dark. The room was black. We were all watching, didn't see a flash of light or anything. Mark took a photo, and lo and behold, it's, I don't know.
It's like ectoplasm, isn't it? Like a hand-shaped ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm, almost with a hand, but the hand appears to be coming out of an orb, which is really unusual. There's like a white orb, elliptical orb at the bottom, and his hand's coming up. And then the ectoplasm, the smoke or whatever, it's just, it was absolutely incredible.
And there was nobody vaping because I don't allow it in my pub. And Mark is brilliant at taking photos. He never uses a flash. And the things that he comes up with is unbelievable, because that was about a flash.
Anyway, so it kills everybody's night vision, and then they can't see anything. I also last night you were using a red torch, and you happened to say I'd said something. Now, having spent 22 years in the army, we used to use red torches at night because it doesn't kill your night vision.
No, that's right.
Your retinas don't react to red light, but if you have a white torch, you shine it around, your retinas suddenly, your pupils suddenly close right up. They go really small. You can't see anything.
No, somebody asked me last night, you see, why is it so dark and why are you using red light?
Use a red light, use a blue torch, use a purple torch, anything that isn't bright white light, because it protects your eyes, but it also protects those around you. And spirits, as you saw with the mirror, spirits manifest better through ultraviolet light, which is your purple light, blue light, and red light. You shine white light, it's like, it's too bright, they don't want to look.
Yeah, that's right.
You lose everything.
And it's more of an atmosphere. It's all about, it's on ghost hunts, obviously I'm a ghost hunter, but when you're doing a public event, you need to build an atmosphere. You need to build, because spirits, it's affected by our energies. So if they're scared, if they think then the energies build, and we're more likely to get evidence, and activity. But, people think that they can just sit there with their hands crossed going, well, nothing, I can't see anything. Yet you've got to put more in than you take out, basically, of a ghost hunt, haven't you?
Very much so. There's so many large technical aids that people come, they spend thousands of pounds on things.
Yeah.
But some of the best things, is the K2 meter, which
Brilliant.
Measures electromagnetic pulses, that kind of thing. Spirits use our energy. They draw the energy out of the batteries, and suddenly it goes from yellow point up to red. And if you hold it at red, that is one of the best ways to show that there is no, it's nothing mechanical or electronic in the room. We did a ghost hunt. We had a lad who's very scientific, and he got the K2, held his mobile phone. Of course, it went up all the way up to red. Moved it around everywhere, put it on the floor, nothing. Then suddenly, on the floor, it went all the way up to red. And he just looked at it and went, I'm a scientist, he says, but I can't explain that.
Fantastic. It's a great machine. Great. I love the K2. And also, it's a visual aid for guests. They can actually see something, you know. We can't afford loads of equipment, our team, and we've got a little bit, we've got EMF meters and things like that, EVP, but, we're a very spiritual team. We are a very spiritual team. We use mediums.
Now, when it comes to tech, I do the tech, I do the website, I do Facebook, everything else, all that kind of thing. I'm a photographer. So I use tech every day. When we go out on investigation, Shazzy takes over the tech. I go old school. I go crystals. I go pendulums. For me, that is how spirits respond to me. And I also by listening. So it's something very different. Sorry, guys, that was really odd. I've just had a voice in my ear.
Really? Tell us. My dogs are acting really strange as well. My dogs are acting very, very strange. I'm just going to look around the corner because they are whining at the door. And I
was going to say, there's an odd little whisper, but it's coming through from you. I'm not quite sure.
Both the dogs are just staring at the door.
Just got this name, Charlotte. I know it's not one of our dolls. We don't have a Charlotte, do we, Chaz?
I don't know what that was.
No, just this name, Charlotte, and it's gone. It's gone. Not quite sure what that was. In our house.
That's very strange that you could do that at exactly the same time. My dogs were acting very strange. Perhaps we're not alone right now.
Oh, we're never alone in our house. Our house is haunted.
Sorry, I can hear. I can hear whispers by the side of me.
Yeah, I've got really sensitive hearing because my eyesight is failing. But
right, okay, we'll continue. that was a very strange minute there.
We're talking about kit. One of the best pieces of kit, and one of our team members, Louise, is also Jackie as well, who is one of our associates. They both have these set of cat balls. Now, we've bought expensive cat balls, and they don't work. These ones, £3 for 2 from Sainsbury's, little push button to come on, LEDs, put them on the ground. The spirits light them up, move them around, do everything. Our big chunky balls, they don't want to know.
My balls are useless too. I've got spiky balls.
Yeah, we've got spiky balls.
And they're just ridiculous things. So we don't use those, but we've had some good results with the little balls.
When we've been out and we've done graveyards, we take the chunky balls out because if there's a breeze, they don't move around so much. But we have had them literally wall.
I'm trying to keep a straight face, Steve, when you're talking about your chunky balls, not. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be very, very professional here, professional ghost hunter, but we're talking about chunky balls flying in the wind and stuff.
Louise, so yeah, there we go. There's Louise.
I do apologise for my ridiculous 5-year-old sense of humour.
I think it's part and parcel of being a ghost hunter. If you don't have a sense of humour, then why do it?
Well, no, absolutely, because we're sitting in a dark place for hours on end in the peeing rain, and we've got to have a sense of humour and nothing happens, and you think, well, I'll go home now then. But that's it. I've got a great sense of humour. But
just seen something. Michelle Russell posted this.
Oh.
both your faces changed at the same time. So I'm guessing that was when whatever it was
passing through both of us. Michelle Russell was from the Dolphin, and she's joined your one today. So hello, Michelle. Hello. So I'll get everywhere. You can't get rid of me, can you?
In one aspect, that again, that's a really good confirmation that the spirits are working both in Littlehampton and here at the same time. Change both of us together, which shows that some force of cosmic energy, whatever you want to call it, whether it's something from ufology that's interacting with a ghost and a spirit, we don't know. We'll never know.
No, but something happened there, which is fantastic for a live, for something to happen. But there's something very strange happened there. But yeah, we're paranormal investigators, Mark and I, and we used to go UFO spotting all the time. And but we've captured, Mark, with one of his fantastic photos. Did you see that on mine? That alien type thing hanging off the outside of room 7 window. Now, if anybody's on here wants to join the Dolphin site, Dolphin Hotel, Haunted Dolphin Hotel, I will post that again because that was amazing. That looked like alien. I think we've got interdimensional portals here as well, but that's maybe for another day.
I'm pretty sure that you do have things like that. I've just put the Haunted Dolphin Hotel Littlehampton link up for Facebook. And I've pinned it at the bottom of chat. So if people want to click on it and go and join, please do so. It's an absolutely fantastic group. You've got Mark Green who's hiding tonight because he's had a happy day, shall we put it? He's had a happier evening.
Is he on the live? Is he on the chat? Is he? Because I can't see.
Yeah, he is on the chat. Mark.
How is he?
8:36. Mark put, I can hear whispering. We've had.
Oh my God! Was that around the same time? It was around the same time.
Yeah. 8:35. Wendy Ann Kemp. I can hear voices. You have got karaoke downstairs though, haven't you, tonight? So. Yeah,
but that's like a cat wailing. That's not whispers.
No.
That whisper was in my left ear.
Yeah.
And that was very definite whispering. I don't know, but my dogs looked at the door at exactly the same time.
Nicola posted, I can hear a whisper as well. Wendy says it's a female voice. Mark said, I can hear whispering.
Wow. I love being a paranormal investigator. I love it.
Jimmy says he can hear it. It sounds like moaning. Now, Jimmy is a very good friend of mine, and Shaz is. He and his wife and his son sponsor us. They run a YouTube show called Fascination Street. We've been on their show a couple of times, and Jimmy's coming on here to do basically what you're doing, talk about what happens in life, things like that. Jimmy is seriously into his ufology, crop circles, all that kind of stuff. So as I started reading a bit more about the other pseudosciences that make up the paranormal, so that's cryptozoology, ufology, and the ghosts and spirits, started looking deeper into it. Jim has been helping me, sending me stuff. We've got another friend in Australia called Dexter, who is a friend of both their show and ours. So we're learning more and more all the time, and we're sharing a lot more.
That's right. Mark is the best person to talk to about all the kryptonite. He's so into that. He really is. He's fantastic. But when he's not drunk, when he's not had a lovely day with his friends, he will come on here because he is absolutely brilliant, honestly.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hopefully have Mark on here on Friday. Because we're actually setting up as part of Stabs in the Back. It's going to be once a month, and it's going to be called "And Now for Something Completely Different." So it's going to be whatever we end up talking about. It's one of those things. So yeah, we're going to try something different.
Fab.
And then invite various members of the public in the group to come on and talk about their life, talk about what interests them, talk about anything really. Good
idea. Get everybody involved.
Yeah, because it's as you know, we do a lot of lives at Stabbed in the Back, but we're not paranormal based. We talk our lives, especially during the day. They can be topics of interest, personal health, what makes us tick. It's about sharing who we are. So you guys get to know us, or rather, you get to know me and Shazzy. Because quite often Shazzy sat here, but tonight it's quite cramped in the studio. So we'd have literally sat one top of each other, which we've done before for lives. But Shazzy's moderating, and we got Kelvin's out there. He's moderating as well for us tonight. We've had things happen. We've seen things happen. We've experienced things, but we want to share things with people for the future.
That's a good idea.
This is where we are. This is what we're doing today, and we're not going to talk about it again. We're going to keep coming back to all these different things. For those that don't know, ufology, study of UFOs, the unidentified flying objects. Cryptozoology is the study of things like Bigfoot, the Bodmin puma, all these black panthers that people see, various things, the Loch Ness monster.
Now I'm fascinated with that. Absolutely fascinated. Mark's in a big puma thing.
Cryptozoology. They call them pseudosciences because scientists will turn around and go, well, it's not actually a real science. Why isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mark says he's sober.
Is he? My God. No. No, he suffers like me. We both suffer from anxiety, and it's hard. So if you ever do a live on anxiety, I'm your woman. And also agoraphobia. Yes, I suffer from that as well. So I can't get out much.
Shazzy just posted up. Not sure, but I can hear little girls. So I know little girls are quite relevant at the hotel.
My little Dolly, yeah, and she hid last night. She usually loves it, and she comes out and she plays. I've got so much evidence about her, but she plays. She didn't make an appearance last night. She kept away. So a lot of people ask, why do you get so scared on a live?
It's the fear of the unknown.
We're dealing with a different dimension. We're dealing with the unknown, exactly. And I don't understand. I mean, I'm what's her name? Yvette Fielding's got nothing on me, I tell you, because there's usually an Ellie-shaped hole through the door when I try to get out at first. But it makes me human. It makes I love ghost hunted, and I'm not going to let it put me off my fear.
There was an Ellie-shaped
I do get scared.
I
do get scared.
Yeah, there was an Ellie-shaped hole last night, but then when you look back on the photo, you actually realise it's a spirit, not Ellie.
I was hysterical in that cellar, but it makes me human. It makes me think, well, she can do it, we can do it as well. I love ghost hunting and the fear of the unknown. That adrenaline I love, but last night I felt very uneasy, and when I came into my flat, which I've told the spirits to stay away from my flat because it's my sanctuary, but a few weeks ago, even talking about it makes me feel really, really terrified. You can see the emotion. I feel it in my voice and hear it. My dogs don't usually bark in the middle of the night. They started barking in my bedroom at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I sat bolt upright, and there was a hooded, now I don't know what you think this is, it was a hooded creature thing, but it wasn't great big tall person. It was almost about 4 foot, and it was bowing its head. I thought I'd been broken into by some sort of somebody, because that's one of my fears, that I'm going to be broken into and they're going to hurt me. I screamed. The person that's staying upstairs above me phoned down and said, "Are you okay, Ellie?" I went, "No, I've been." And there was absolutely nothing there, and the dogs were just continually barking at this. Well, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't nice. And I don't know if I conjured that myself from my anxiety and my depression. I don't know if I did that myself, if you know what I mean, because I felt so low. But this thing was in my bedroom. It's probably one of the scariest times I've ever had, or the scariest things I've ever seen.
I need to talk to you face to face properly.
Yeah.
That sounds like something I've experienced before. It
was very dark. It was menacing is the word. It was menacing, and it looked like it was trying to scare me, because it was holding his hands by his front, and he was looking over the hood, looking up, looking straight at me, almost like. Anyway, so yeah, that was in, and I don't usually get things in my people have died in my flat, but I don't usually get anything, but that really scared me.
Well, we know you're part of your investigations team, and we know that the lovely Mark Green's a member of your investigation team as well. Do you have any other members on your investigation team?
Yes, we have Wendy Jack, who is the most. She's doing a Chichester church at the time. She's a fantastic medium, psychic, clairvoyant. She's unbelievable. She's proven herself many times. Not that she needs to, but the validation she gives is unbelievable. So we love working with her. I used to have a lady called Elaine Rosier, but she retired from it, and we've got Ken Williams as well, but we've got little guests all the time, but Mark and I are the core members. We used to have like 20 people in our team, but each time they let us down. They thought that they were bigger than the team. Do you know what I mean? We all work together as a team. I've got the biggest gob, so they say, right, you can be leader, and it just so happens in 2006, with all the stuff going on in the hotel, 2004 it was actually, I thought, why don't I start my own paranormal group? Because I've been hunting ghosts for like 27 years, but I've only 2004 is when I started my own Littlehampton investigative ghost hunting team, which is quite a mouthful, but let's light. I just wanted something light paranormal. So that's it. That's how we were born. And we just have we do outside investigations as well. We don't just do the Dolphin in the spring and summer months. We on our Light Paranormal page, we do outside ones, very frightening woods and oh god. Well, if you go back over them, the videos, you'll see me screaming.
There is another one that we want to talk to you about at some point in the future, and that's the jail.
Oh, Steve. Oh, where's that cushion gone? You will absolutely love it. Now, Colin owns it. Colin Baxter owns it, and he's a pop star over in Germany. And so, but you will love Arundel Jail.
Yeah,
we could do it together.
Well, that was going to be the thing. I think if we get together, both our teams come together, do that, and have a shared experience. For those that have done it already, but for those of us that are new and are going to experience it for the first time, I think that's going to be really important.
Wow. Arundel Jail just packs a paranormal punch, and it's a very tiny place. It's got 3 cells plus a condemned man cell.
Yeah, Mark
and I have had lots of different experiences.
Yeah.
Did you see that video? It wasn't from here, that video with the little stool that moved. That was from Arundel Jail. That was from the condemned man cell.
That was the 15th of January.
Yeah, that was the condemned man cell, and we saw the hanging judge, Mark and I.
The amount of orbs whizzing across that video was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and just before it happened, just before the stool moved, that slow moving orb that came through, almost like he knocked the stool.
Yeah. Yeah, and it moved right to the stool, and then the stool moved, and it's like, whoa!
I know. I just got so excited because you could tell. I mean, God. I mean, it only moved like a half an inch, but I'm like, oh my God! And the amount of power and the energy that a ghost or spirit takes to move that. And people go, oh, when people come on these ghost hunts and they go, well, not much happened. I was touched and brushed against and spat on and whatever. And I think, how much do you want? A full manifestation is very rare.
No,
sorry.
Watching your lives and things like that when you're in the hotel and seeing half manifestations or seeing the figures in the mirror, or also I think it was up in the attic. You had a team. It was about a month ago, and somebody went up in the attic and just promptly almost appeared to fall out of the hole because
haunted houses. I think that was haunted houses. Yeah, they're a good team as well.
Yeah, something scared them. It was nice to see that even though they are a well-known serious group, they still have the poo scared out of them.
Yeah, well, most haunted experience comes here as well, and they were scared. They were really scared. I love it. Love it. I love my old building and I love what it does to people, you know. I have to laugh sometimes, but sometimes I think, oh my God, you know, even it surprises me, you know, every day. So I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, we've just about got time for our last question, and that is, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Oh God, I'm either going to be a mad 63-year-old bag lady that's living on the streets with about 100 dogs, or in a mental institution. So I've got lots to look forward to.
That's what the street is these days, isn't it? A mental institution.
Yeah, I'll get 3 square meals a day. It'll be all right. No, I've got no clue. You know, anxiety makes you look into the future and fear it, and I just try to live. You know, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to have for supper tonight? You know, I just try to think like that at the moment. And if I break down my life into little segments, it doesn't seem quite so scary.
Okay, I just noticed a comment that Mark's just saying about the prison. That orb that went into me was frightening. Remember?
Oh my God, I've got to post that.
Yeah.
It was in the condemned man cell again, and this huge orb comes out and it goes into Mark, and at the same time, because he sort of goes, ugh, it was amazing, but he didn't see it with his own eyes. It was only on the film, but he reacted exactly the same time as that went into him, and that was unbelievable. I've got to post that. Yeah. That was brilliant, Mark. We have some really good. Mark and I have some really good results. We work so well together. We're both Geminis. We're both a little bit insane, and so we work well. Anyway, sorry, Steve. I've taken over this live, and I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on here and sharing information from your personal life with the Dolphin, but also sharing about your team, sharing, you know, things that we can expect when we come down. You know, I can't wait, you know, because for me, having done quite a few haunted hotels in the past, one of my favorites being the Station Hotel in Dudley. I've been there twice. First time I went there, I got waltzed around a ballroom and I was literally about that far off the ground. I got waltzed by the spirit. It's on video somewhere. Someone from a team I worked with had the video. I'm not sure whatever happened to it. I never got a copy, even though I did ask. When we went back 2 years ago, we were using the Ouija board, and this young lady, her name is Sophia, Sofia. So she's she was a French national, and she was there during the 1700s. On the site during the 1700s, when there was quite a grand hotel there. But over time, you know, it fell into disrepair. Then it was rebuilt. Then during the First World War, it was used as a convalescent home. Whilst we were there, I had conversations with old soldiers. And I'll never forget this old soldier got wheeled in by a one-legged man, a one-legged soldier, who was missing part of his hand, his wrist.
Living people we're talking about, are we? Living?
The spirit.
Oh, spirit!
But it manifested in a bath chair beside me.
Wow!
And all he said was, "Thank you for listening."
I don't know what. I don't know if it's the menopause that makes me. I'm giving too much information away, but that is really. Amazing.
Shazzy was there. She was in the room. She saw and heard everything. But the second time when we were there 2 years ago, I got waltzed around this ballroom again by Sophia. But this time I was talking to her in a language none of us knew.
Oh, God. You sound like a very talented man, Steve, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
I just let spirits do whatever they need to do.
What I like about you as well is that you're very open. I love open people. You know, I love what you see is what you get. And I know it's an old cliche, but you feel, you know, you've got so much passion, and you've got, you know, you against adversity, because I know you're not very well. You amaze me. You really do.
We live, as Ellie says, that myself, I'm not very well. Shazzy's not very well. All of our team members gel because we all have had have had a life-threatening illness, disease, condition. I had pancreatitis. I died twice in hospital. So, you know, I've been there. I've been the other side, and I've come back twice. Shazzy she has been seriously ill at times. We both have fibromyalgia, but Shazzy also has stage 3 kidney disease. One of our team members has a brain tumor.
Oh my God.
You know, I also have a variation of epilepsy, and one of our team members has quite serious epilepsy.
I've got epilepsy. I've got temporal lobe epilepsy.
Yeah. So, you know, it affects each one of us. But that, I think, is why we have been bonded together and we gel and work as a team. And
it makes you more compassionate, more empathic. You know what other people are going through, and it's so important to be those, have those traits. You know, I don't understand people that don't care about anything. I care so deeply and so passionately about so many things, and I get upset every day. I'm getting upset now. I get upset every day, and you know, I wish you so much happiness, Steve and Shaz. I really do, and I can't wait to meet you. And my home is your home. It really will be. You are so welcome.
Yeah, it's just one of these things that I live each day as it happens because of the pancreatitis. Because of the pancreatitis. I also have type 3 diabetes. My diabetes is type 3.1C, which is pancreatic diabetes. It's very, very rare. It is insulin dependent, so I have to take my insulin. There are times when I get really fed up and confused and I forget. I do that with all my medication, but I'm learning to let Shazzy in and let her help me. You know, so we know, you know, that we can depend on each other, same as we know we can depend on you. You know, and I've also learned now that I can talk to Mark about stuff, same as I can talk to Jimmy about. There's stuff I've told Jimmy that I haven't told anyone else, because it's about building family.
That's right. Yeah, you know, I isolate myself a lot, and I don't trust a lot of people. I don't, and I find it very hard to do this is like therapy for me, really. Yeah. But you've made me feel so welcome. You know,
you're really always welcome, Ellie. You know, we will continue to support you, and if we can help sponsor some of your events if we can. You know, when you're live, they'll be live on our group. You know, anything you need help with, if you need pushing or whatever, let us know. If we've got members that want to come down, we'll send them to you. You know, it's something that we want to do to help each other.
Yeah, that's all you can do. It's nice to be nice, you know. There's a lot of nasty people out there, and I would name no names, but the paranormal world seems to be full of backstabbers and things like that. And and Mark and I have made a conscious effort. We're not that sort of person anyway, to not get involved in all this politics and everybody arguing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a time that you need a little bit of integrity and a little bit of you know, moral fibre and stuff. You know, I don't understand. So that's why you're the only team.
Reading some of the comments, Louise Marie, we should play match the illness to the team member. You know, we've got Kelly J. Ellis, who is one of the admins on Paranormal Venue Advisor, I should say. You know, she and I have talked about a lot of stuff. We're good friends on Facebook. We talk about everything, you know, when it comes down to paranormal, sharing stuff, you know. And she's put, I'm old, does that count? You know? You know what they say?
Yes, it does, yeah. I'm 53 and I feel like I'm ancient, I really do. And menopause, don't talk to me about that. Don't talk to me about that. I'm sure, I'm sure Shaz is too young to experience that, but my God, it's mental. It really is. So I'm even more emotional, which is, that's impossible. But, I've loved this, you see. I love it. I'm quite a catch though, Steve. You know what I mean? I'm a 53-year-old mental publican with her own teeth. I mean, what else do you want? And single. I'm starting to understand why I'm single now.
We love you to bits. You know, we love your lives. We love your enthusiasm, but your energy as well, because you bring so much energy into your events. You know,
Oh, bless you.
the
Thank you.
energy you brought into this tonight has been absolutely fantastic. You know, normally
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
on my own, talking to the world and going, oh God, what do I say next?
Oh, you'll never have that problem with me. You'll go, shut up now.
And I say, when we come down in March and we have our lives running, you know, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
It is, but it's your event, and whatever I can do to help you, I will not tread on your toes at all.
As I say, for the event, we're charging people 30 quid for the event. You know, pay on PayPal, or if you're in Littlehampton, go see Ellie. Pay Ellie direct, please. You know, give the money to Ellie. Just register and let Ellie. You know, Ellie will hopefully keep a record of who's paid and who hasn't paid.
Or spend it on chocolate. You know, it could go either way.
Go for it. Go for it. You know,
it could go either way. But I'll get all my people to join yours. I've got about 700 people on a Dolphin site, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't share it to loads of different groups, and I don't know what I'm doing. I just like ghost hunting, and that's it. And I wanted to share it with people.
That's where we are now, and we don't want the hundreds of thousands of people. We want the people that are interested because it's something they can do.
That's right, absolutely. Well, so I'm looking forward to seeing Mark. You think I talk a lot now. When you get him started, he don't stop.
I heard Mark last night.
But he's much more intelligent than I am. I'm just a ridiculous person. So lots of love to you too, and thank you so much for inviting me on here. And don't forget to join the Haunted Dolphin Hotel and look out for SIB's investigation here. You will love it. Right. Yep. Okay, then. I'll speak to you soon, Steve.
Thank you very much.
See you, everybody. I don't know how to come off here. What do I press?
I'll just do this.
Oh, right.
Take care. So, yeah, that was Ellie Boiling at the Haunted Dolphin Hotel. Lots of energy, lots of love. You know, please go and join Ellie on her group. Add her as a friend if you want to. You know, she has so much energy and she just loves to share. You know, Mark Green, he's a member on Stabbed in the Back. He's with us. You know, he'll be there when we go down for our event, and he'll be there to answer the questions that we can't answer, hopefully. You know, so we're really looking forward to it, and we'd really love it for you guys to come and just spend that time with us. So it's absolutely fantastic. Thanks again for watching. Don't have nightmares, and we'll see you soon. Take care all.